Hey everybody, my name's Chase, and this week we're continuing our series on Greenfield Lane about a young family that gets a house a little too cheap in the early 90s. This is episode 6. So last week we left off with a preacher came to bless the house and things started to ramp up. So that's where we're going to pick up this week. So it's a Friday night. All the children are asleep. The mom and dad are in their bedroom chilling. They're each reading their own book. They're trying to mellow out. It's been a long week. They're ready to just go to bed and enjoy the weekend. They eventually doze off, and then they're woken up by this alarming noise. So what they hear is cha-ching, 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 and they open their eyes and they realize the ceiling fan in the bedroom is turning on and off with every cha-ching, and they can physically see the rope getting pulled to turn on and off the light. So it's cha-ching, light on, cha-ching, light off, cha-ching, light on, cha-ching, light off. And they are completely spooked and alarmed. They have no idea how to respond to this anomaly. So the mom and dad look at each other and they're just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And so the father goes, hey, knock it off. And to their surprise, they hear an audible giggle and they can hear little scampering, running out the room, door open, door closed, run down the hallway. And the mom and dad look at each other and they go, what in the world did we just experience? And they're amped up for a couple hours. They finally doze back off. Night goes without a hitch. Wake up the next morning, have a completely normal Saturday. Saturday evening, they put the kids to bed again. They're chilling out. They're getting ready to doze off themselves. They fall asleep. Something startles the dad, and he can't put his finger on it, but he wakes up just cold sweat in the middle of the night. And he's sitting there and he's thinking like something is off. And he looks down at the end of the bed and he sees the covers slowly lifting up off his feet, right? And he's just sitting there amazed, just watching, silent, not moving. And then what he feels is a little tickle at the bottom of his feet. And he goes, hey, I said knock it off, get out of here. When he screams, the mother wakes up next to him and she says, honey, what's wrong? And he said, look. And she looks at the end of the bed and it's as if the covers are being held up and they're just dropped and they kind of slowly blanket over the father's feet. And then they hear one say to the other, I told you he'd get mad. He's always so grumpy. And then they giggle and scamper off again. Well, as soon as they hit the threshold of the door, the parents hear absolute panic. There is pandemonium and screaming coming from their daughter's room. The father jumps out of bed as quick as he can, ready to protect his daughter with all he's got. And he runs into her bedroom right down the hallway. And what he sees is the bed violently jumping up and down. I mean, just bouncing, just pop, 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 just bouncing all over the place, but each corner hitting at a different time. And he's like, oh my God, what are we dealing with? And she's screaming. She's in a panic. She's a toddler. He jumps onto the bed to try and cool it down. The entire time all this chaos is happening, the mother comes running down the hallway and into the room because she hears the ruckus. The two young boys wake up. Now they're standing in the doorway and all they see is just this bed shaking violently with their father on top of the bed, his body weight, plus the body weight of the toddler little girl, and it's just bouncing. Nobody knows what to do. The mom and the two sons grab hands and they begin to pray. They pray as loud and as hard as they can. God, please help us. God, make this go away, please. And at that moment, it immediately stops. Complete calmness, complete silence. Everybody's really rattled. They eventually go back to sleep. It's the early hours of the morning. They wake up Sunday. They go to church. They have a nice lunch after church. They think everything's smooth again. Sunday night, the children are in bed, they're asleep. Mom and dad are in bed, they're asleep. The oldest son wakes up and he sees a shadow walk past the threshold of his bedroom door. And he said, that was my dad. My dad must be going into the kitchen to get something to eat. So he walks into the doorway, out the door, and he looks down the hallway towards the kitchen, expecting to see the refrigerator door open, Dad bent at the hip like this, tighty-whitey sticking out in the air, digging around in the refrigerator looking for a snack. What he sees is absolutely nothing. He walks into his parents' room. His parents are both still there asleep. Walks over to his dad's side of the bed, His dad wakes up kind of groggy. He said, "Hey, son, what's going on?" The little boy said, "Daddy, did you just go into the kitchen?" "No, son, I've been in here the whole time." "Dad, I saw you walk by my room, and I thought you went to the kitchen." Dad said, "It wasn't me." At that moment, they both got this extreme, just head-pounding headache right up front and center. And they smelled this terrible sulfur smell. They're both trying to figure out the source of the smell. And the dad said, "I don't know, son, let's pray about it." So they held hands and they prayed again. And the smell went away and the headaches went away. And the little boy went back to sleep and the dad went back to sleep. And that is where we're going to stop this week. I'll pick back up next week when it gets even worse. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Thank you all very much. I love you. Have a great week.